How's it going, everybody? This is Danny from Hawk Knock Cards, making my second ever YouTube video. If you tuned in and watched the first video, thank you. I appreciate it a lot. And you know what I said in the first video, absolutely true. I don't do any editing. I really don't know what I'm doing making YouTube videos. I'm just kind of doing this for fun. And if you watch my video, great. If I end up making some money off of them someday, that'd be great too, but that's not really why I'm doing it. I'm just kind of making a little video collection for myself, and like I said, just kind of having fun with it. Anyway, what you see here is a shot of my computer screen, and I sent 5 cards off to PSA to get graded. Most of these cards I had in my collection. Some of them I got off of eBay, and a couple of them came from a baseball card collection that I bought last summer. Last summer, I bought a huge baseball card collection, and I really didn't know what I was doing with it. I guess that's kind of the theme of my YouTube videos. I don't know what I'm doing, but anyway, I learned as I went. I learned a lot about the cards. I wasn't really much of a baseball card guy, mostly a basketball card guy, a little bit of football. When I collected as a kid, it was 100% baseball. In fact, about the time I stopped collecting as a kid was about, I don't know, 1988 or something like that. And I remember when the 1986 Fleer basketball cards came out, I was thinking to myself, basketball cards? What in the world? Who wants basketball cards? Nobody cares about basketball cards. Yeah, I wish I could go back in time and buy a bunch of those. I'd be rich right now. But anyway, the 5 cards that I sent off to PSA to get graded at the top are highlighted in green, and my expected grade that I think that it probably should get, although I wouldn't be surprised to see some 6s or 7s in there, and I'm not very hopeful about getting a 10. These are all old cards, but I thought I'd send them off to get graded since they could still possibly get me a little bit of money if they all even grade an 8, and I'm hoping to maybe get a couple of 9s. The Ken Griffey Jr. gold medallion from 1997 Fleer Ultra. I think that's a tough one to grade. I don't even know how much it's worth in a 10. PSA, I think, said the value in a 9 was about 125, and an 8 sold for 32. At some point in time, I haven't double checked those values recently to see if there's been any more sales. The next one, 1996 Leaf, Cal Ripken Jr., Hats Off, card number G121. This one's a tough one to find comps on. You don't find too many of them out there. I think they are serial numbered to like 5,000 or something like that. The last sale I could find was a PSA 8, and that was for $41. On the next one, it's a Skybox Michael Jordan Z-Force number 11. I don't think, and in fact, I know it's not the variation, what do you call it? I can't think of what it's called. The one with the white back. You guys can probably tell me in the comments what it's called. And I have no idea if these comps are just for the base or for that variation version of it. But you know, I expect it's probably worth quite a bit in a 10. It's probably a really tough grade. I'm hoping to get an 8. The next one is the 1994 Upper Deck Collector's Choice Michael Jordan. It's the silver signature. It does have a silver border on that card. It's card number 240. So it's also a tough card to grade, if I could talk. I'm hoping to get an 8, maybe make about $10 off of it. The next card is the 1992 Topps Archives Michael Jordan, card number 52, which I forgot to type in the card number down here, so let me do that real quick. I think you guys know about that card. It's a pretty sweet card. It shows what Michael Jordan's rookie card would have looked like if he played baseball, I guess, or if the Topps made basketball cards during that time. And it's pretty valuable in a 10. It still gets pretty good money in a 9. I didn't even look up what an 8 would get. Hopefully it doesn't get an 8, because I think I'd probably break about even if it does. Okay, so those are the cards that I have that are at PSA right now that I sent off through GameStop. using the GameStop Pro membership and the $5 coupon. It basically brought the shipping price down to zero, so I think that's a pretty good deal. The wait times are pretty long. I sent it off in early January, and it's still showing in PSA as arrived. So they haven't even moved yet, but they got there pretty quick. The next set of cards that I want to show you are cards that I'm thinking about getting graded. I have no idea which ones I should get graded and which ones I shouldn't get graded. Hopefully you can help me out with that in the comments. And I wanted to show you kind of what these cards look like because they are still in my possession. And it was kind of hard to find comps on a lot of these. Like I said, this is kind of a mix of cards that I got in that huge baseball card collection and some cards that I just had in my personal collection that I want to get graded. Okay, so let me look here. All right, the first one is the Chipper Jones 1995 Pinnacle Museum Collection, number 303. Let's take a look at that card right here. That's a pretty sweet card. I don't know if you're familiar with the museum collection cards or not. The Ken Griffey Jr. card from this year where he's blowing a huge bubble with bubble gum. The prices of that have just gone through the roof. Even just the base. I did have a museum collection of that card and I got it graded. I remember when I sent it off, I was hoping to maybe get a 7 or an 8, and it came back as a 6 and a huge scratch right across the bubble that I'm pretty sure was not there when I sent it off. So thanks a lot, PSA, for that. But anyway, it's kind of hard to find the comps for this card. Looking it up on Card Ladder, it looks like it last sold in April of 2024 for $120. One went for $5. Nope, that's just that says museum collection. Went for $5. I think that's crazy. There is no way I'm going to send this off and get an 8 and then put it on an auction. I think that would be crazy. The next one is this other museum collection card for Chipper Jones, and a 10 recently sold. I guess a year ago it sold for $250. A 9 once sold for $20 in 2024. It's a really, like, these first two cards are really tough cards to get comps off of, and kind of the ones that I'm probably questioning the most whether or not they're worth it to get graded. All right, the next card. I could not find any results for this card on Card Ladder. So let's take a look at the spreadsheet here. On the spreadsheet, it shows that I looked it up on PSA that in 2020, a 9 sold for $100. So if a 9 sold for $100 in 2020, I wonder what a 9 would sell for now. And this card looks pretty clean. Sharp corners. It's not a paper card. It's like a plastic material. The back looks great. I have no idea on centering, how to tell if a card from this set is centered or not. I mean, it's the artist proof, though. I mean, it ought to be centered, right? The next set of cards, can't really find any comps on because they're just some silly base Topps Now. I have 4 of these Luka Doncic cards. What I think is cool about this card, and what might make it, you know, a little bit value, at least in a 10, is that the card number is a jersey match of Luka Doncic jerseys. I don't know if that means anything or not. I know that doesn't if it's a serial numbered card. Obviously, just the base card, and they probably printed who knows how many of these. If I get a 10, hopefully I'll get some 10s on that. Hopefully I can, you know, sell them for like $50-$60. All right, the next card is the 1992 Topps Stadium Club. This is the Members' Choice Michael Jordan. Oh man, like I don't think there's any way I could get a 10 on this card. I'm hoping to get a 9, and I wanted to show you, I don't know if you can see it or not, on the back of the card, it looks like a little bit of the glitter from the Members Choice stamp and the Stadium Club stamp has shown through the card. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. You can kind of see it right there. You guys tell me, is that something that PSA is going to knock the card on? Is that just normal for all the cards, or all the cards like that? Is this 92 Stadium Club Members Choice Michael Jordan card even worth getting graded? Looking at the previous sales of this card, let me just go back to the card ladder. Luka Doncic, there it is, a 9 sold for $37. One sold for $50. One sold for $26. The card ladder value they show is $36. If it does grade a 10 though, now we're talking $315, $300, $325, $300. So I don't even know. Is it worth sending off to PSA to get graded? Because if it gets a 9, we're not going to make any money. Maybe 10 bucks. All right, this next one is a Barry Bonds. It is a serial numbered card out of 5,000. Right here it says it's a pop of 6 and a PSA 10. Let's look at the pop report, see what they say. There's 7 10s, 9 9s, and 10 8s. And an 8 would go for about $12.50. What would a 10 go for? $180. What would a 9 go for? Maybe 60. I don't know if this is gonna even get a 10. The card, if you're familiar with these picture perfect cards, they almost look like they're made out of wood. In fact, they are very wood-like. They're grainy, they're textured, and if you can look, I don't know if I can get it in the right light or not, but right next to, you're not gonna be able to see it on here, but it looks like there's a large slit like right through this card right here, which I think is just part of the card, and I don't think PSA would knock a grade off for that. Can you see it? No, not really. I don't know. You tell me. The back looks pretty good. The front looks pretty good, except for that little slit right there. Once again, help me out. Give me some advice. Is that something I should get graded? The next card I have is this Derek Jeter. This is the bronze, which is also serial numbered to 2000, which I'm going to go ahead and say this is a highly undervalued card. These Loof Studio cards are kind of different, but I think these look pretty cool. I mean, look at the bronze foil stamp on that. It does show through, just kind of like the Michael Jordan card did. I hope that's just normal. But looking at the card ladder value, PSA 10 for a pop 18 is only 100 bucks. Card ladder value, 96 bucks. It once sold for 185. And then it drops all the way down to 32 and a 9, which the last sell for that was also a year ago. So help me out on that one. Let me know if you think that's worth grading. Okay, the next one is this Michael Jordan Slam Dunk. I think this one's a little bit easier to tell whether or not I should send it off to get graded, because if I look at the 10, oh, no, the 9 is about a $40 card. You got to get a 10, I think, to make this card worth it. I think this card has a good chance to get a 10. Hopefully it at least gets a 9, and maybe I can sell it for 40 or 50 bucks. The next one is the 1998 SP Authentic Michael Jordan #1. Very similar to the Slam Dunk. It's pretty valuable in a 10, and you're not going to get a whole lot for it in a 9. Let's take a look at that card here on Card Ladder. Let's look at the population report, and let's see why. Well, there's only 300, that's still quite a few, 377 in a 9. Say it's worth 30 bucks in a 9. 170 have been graded a 10. Yeah, so I mean, that's one of those cards you pretty much have to get a 10. I don't even know if it's worth sending off to get graded. The next series of cards, once again, you're not going to find much information. You can find some raw prices on Card Ladder for these Concanoople Topps Now cards. It does have the rookie shield on it, so You know, I know that he was playing pretty good for a while and then clearly dropped off the Rookie of the Year race when Cooper Flagg just started figuring things out. The Mavericks started playing better. And he's the clear front runner for the Rookie of the Year. Con Knuppel has no chance to get Rookie of the Year now. I was hoping when I bought these that, you know, he was doing better than Cooper Flagg was and that he would continue to do that. So I don't know, would a base card in these Topps Now for Con Knuppel be worth sending off to get graded? You tell me. And the last card, and these are in really no particular order, is the 94 Pacific Crown Don Mattingly Silver Prisms. Last sale, 2022. And a PSA 8 sold for $30. What what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to get it graded or not? I did find on PSA that a 10 sold for $60 back in 2021. Okay, so anyway, kind of why I'm making this video is to show you the cards that I'm thinking about sending off to get graded. Let me know if you can help me out, give me some advice. Please put some comments. And thanks for watching my video. Peace out.